ye di nkomo ewo aha enche bia na NDC for echo post na ye to me win elections no the campaign manager for the John Dramani Mahama campaign team for the NDC Professor Joshua ALABI, formerly Member of Parliament for PROF constituency and Menino Babetri Come on. Prof, Bibiaboko.
Bibiaboko, Nyamiano. Bibiaboko.
Elections near we more winning. Winning there by you know. Was it surprising to you?
Me to me can't say it's surprising. Because me who said after 2020 election, we said 2024. Say the elective effort can win. Because my analysis of what happened in 2020 when we say now back closer to that.
Okay.
2016 the type of results I buy. Until it started a Juma for the 2020. 2020 no. Normally, political parties 2020 is somewhere around February, March. Now, almost started to say almost systems in the right place. Now, unfortunately for us, no, and I ain't COVID. So we can. Now, COVID no, almost will be another. And you ain't na so we should die. Now time here done as NDC officials, no, because that was the law.
Yeah.
Almost government until they say operating the government machinery, which was okay. But operating government machinery, not campaign so. And this over kaya. Nyasika from web IMF ni not chiche. Me prove so much na yati say history say na nyasika na chiche.
Okay.
And campaign. Na we nyina na ye da. My dasa up to somewhere around July.
Okay.
And almost say Sisiano. Obi abet my campaign. Now Obi abet my campaign I say ye meeting na ye fire structures no show ye. Time na very limited. Na so ye boy one more day. Obeka so COVID time na ye some registration.
Yes. Voter registration.
Omo soldier for call your strongholds Obeka voter registration.
To two board them I think say to two board them in the COVID era.
Omo ko suppress your registration no.
Okay.
Now obiaka. So we are not nana say we share Batagalia, yes, we are foreigner. Now, a lot of the Northerners, Obiam say now, we are pro, Zobo guys, or pro NDC. Even ever say, more hinterland like Banda and other places, no, or more, so say, almost suppressive registration. And of course, almost suppressive registration of our strongholds. That is one. But you see, when you know, Plastica obuchiche no sika de no mo sika pa because Mikaya omu candidates were not east no almost every candidate about 1.5 million Ghana cedis
from when
from omu party ni executives and say nya na e campaign
okay
na ye candidates are omu also omu nya
okay
north east my candidate 15,000 Ghana cedis to fight 1.5 million cities and incumbency. So,
the party as NDC,
yes,
was able to give 15,000 to each and every aspirant there.
You see, but when you know, at the end of the elections, you're pulling almost from 169 to 137.
Yes.
And I reduced the gap from about 1 million to about 500,000.
Yeah.
So who said, because but the real thing is that you say you win here. By your court. Court to a electoral commission by answer questions. And rule against you. And after this, now I say here's some analysis. What again you wait me here? By year 2024 no easier am I? But me country.
That is all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Enti ye started ye juma. Ye be a friend of branch audit in the whole country. Mr. and me call Binduli, me call a branch auditor. Every branch me call. Me call what do you call it? Me call Tolong and other places. Me Ashanti region part there me call Kwabri East. Me call Bosumi from.
Bosumi from. Yes.
We call Subi. Eastern region we call Frantakwa North. In all this, Greater Accra, a lot of places. And I did a friend branch all this. So we work from branch to branch.
Okay.
The interesting thing about is a place like Ashanti region, by a party no constitution, branch ni police station you work. And say who any police station, any friend of branch.
Yeah.
And after every branch, I say 9 executive members. Now, after election 2020, say you were 9 executive members or every branch. And which I say, at least, your election say 9
yes.
for that polling station.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone 0. So, and no, my say Juma Oho.
Okay.
And you thorough work in all the branches. The new law by say before by Gina's branch executive member now I do 4 years for a party and all that. And you're waiting and your branches in place, your consensus executives, your national executives. Now you're way. Now you almost your main problem with Ashanti region. And you zone Ashanti region into 5. Because some of 47 constituencies into 5. Each one beyond you treating as a region. And I am executives.
Okay.
No more Bojuma. And in your time in Ashanti region. For that.
Until you resource a free Ashanti region.
Apart from that, now you are presidential campaign secretary in Accra. You could buy Bakusu
Ashanti region, yes.
Now, almost focus on that one for us. And at the end of the day, we now boy, and my reduce the percentage of
vote MPP vote in the Ashanti
region.
Okay.
And through this percentage, it was clear. Say, they were winning. And what happened in 2020? My young say, with work a match as a year.
Yes.
2020 capture.
And that's what we saw. And we've seen some of your youth, our party, going rampage from one institution to another. Just say, "Oma buy and I buy into the more or less say, Omo person, Omo G Jumane." Is that what you promise my youth? No?
There was nowhere in our rounds say you promise ABSR. There was nowhere in our rounds. But you say in far we share the right perspective. And yeah, and this youth crown ASR.
Okay.
We have investigation. Of course, one of the reasons sometimes some of our youth baby electoral commission not or delay in coming out to some of the results. And this thing happened in 2020. Some of our people say, I'm pushing for that, and want to. And a similar thing happened. And more in terms of voting, say,
okay. And
you are delaying in the result collation. So that agitation will never.
Is it not because the electoral commission about say PROF na invade the coalition center is as a result na yen to mean for results in a month.
Yeah, go for person protect your vote no from new boxes I think put it that way.
New boxes every here.
Why won't say the boxes be but na a call for block here. Want it. Who Ghana want it. So almost me say omo vote we like what happened in 2020. Then results is clear. Then a recollation. Now question some boxes have been smuggled in with another box out of it. Uber County, now results necessary. Yet we before the elections, and your planning say will not allow this to happen.
Oh, okay. And
So
what we saw outside,
what we saw outside, mainly because one, there were a more delay in the results, and a similar thing happened in 2020 at Nyama Didanye. And two, more protective, more votes no say new boxes. You have voted outside. You don't to me use and what do you call it? What the people have decided.
So what we saw outside is the typical plan I'm lay down, just to make sure.
It's not a plan say lay down. It was something like a spontaneous reaction from the people who want to protect their ballots.
Okay.
So it is not a plan from the executives, but they reacted on that. And Senator Kufuor will cry, so you're citizens, you're spectators. Say we are citizens.
Yeah, sure.
Almost now, we are citizens. And we are spectators. So they were only protecting it there.
So will you describe that as a responsible citizen activism?
You see, any attempt to protect the Constitution of Ghana makes you a responsible citizen. And I think what they did, they were protecting the Constitution of Ghana from infiltration.
And the bro, transition, and they inaugurate Yamuma statue Jumano. So far, the fates of the two parties are more into the transition team. Will you say so far it is good?
So far so good. Every party are nominated team members. And Omoamiti on some occasions. Omoa Roli Ejumanu Eko. And so far so good.
I've seen the communication officer for the team and the spokesperson for the transition team, John Mahama's transition team.
Okay.
Look, current government is acting in bad faith in a sense that any recruitment, payment need to come to the transition for you to agree. But they've seen say has that come to your attention? Do you think say as government in a 10-year as much as any 10-year he could still exercise the executive power?
So let's go back to Kufuor's time and what really happened.
Yes.
President Kufuor just asked Okohanover and all this serious by Nubai. Was it good for the incoming government? So let's start here. No series of demonstrations because Adia was approving. Was a gun for that, if you remember.
Yes.
So the government of the day, no, now I say after that, I say Uncle Shesika. Time all the scouting for scout to civil servants, no, a series of demonstrations. Demonstrations, no, brings about low productivity in the various sectors. Not good for the economy. So at the same time, no, say Uko hand it over. There are very, very important decisions. Our cost implications. Ubeshe, because your plan say lead government, right? It is not going to be the plan of the incoming government. Oh,
okay.
The manifesto about. So we also know exactly what you want. Okay. So Argentina will impose workers on us.
Yes.
So it is not in what do you call it? And some of my people are sending signals say you hand over all those ones.
Do you buy in that? They would want to reverse those appointments and then payment and then secret employment.
I will not use the word reverse, but I will look into it and the very important ones I even need. I think, I mean, with all humility, but say you need 30 people are for example Cocoa Board. Now about 200 obviously you know that the economy cannot sustain it.
Yes.
So a better action are in the interest of the economy and the interest of the people. So the word reverse is too strong a word for me, but the main thing is that our actions when we take over will be actions in the interest of the economy and the people of Ghana.
So Pediawa can we say are you, why you say, but when you take over, that is what you want to do?
When we take over, and for example, we realize that Kokobot needs 30 people, but we have to employ 500.
Yes.
And we don't have money for it. What do we do?
What will be your response to criticism? Because look, the executive president, until the 7th, he can still exercise his power. And to this time, Onyamfra BMO, but me exercising the power because at the end of December, still there was 2 years and
So if the essence of transition is just to hand over power, then we should have waited for January 7th. But it's because of some of these things that we meet to discuss to hand over, right? As there's no need for transition members around this time. But it's all these things. Say, before you hand over, let's look at what you have and what we are also bringing about, discuss that, and then see where we can align ourselves with yours and see where we cannot align, agree as a team and move on. So it's not just that a transition is just waiting for 7 December, January, then you hand over. I say, you are finished the transition. No, it's a process.
You are close to the president-elect, John Dramani Mahama. How this thing come to your attention?
He's aware. He's aware of, that one thing with him is that he reads a lot, he listens a lot, and is aware of what is happening in the country.
How did he take it?
Oh, he has a team working on it, and the team they are working on it.
Okay, but can you ever?
It is not his personal problem.
Can you ever recall that in 2016, I'll be handing over to the current government? No?
Yeah.
At the dying moment, one year any appointments, 1 year any payment.
So if they said at that time of Sofumaso, or can say, or more take power, or more pamo. So if they felt that it was wrong, why do you do it? We are supposed to move forward as a country. We are not supposed to be going backward. If we did appointment in 2016 and they felt it was bad, and really they took action when they came to power, right? Why should they repeat the same thing?
So we should look forward and say, should in the future, the NDC government ought to leave office, they will not do a last-minute appointment.
I will not guarantee that. But what I know is that a country is learning and the country must grow. And we must all act accordingly as we grow as a nation.
The kind of voter Ghana for tomorrow, people have described it to say it is a big burden on the shoulders of the NDC. In a sense, the number of voters, it is to tell you that you have a responsibility towards the people of Ghana.
Yeah.
Is the NDC ready to shoulder such responsibility?
Before the elections, you call G views from the people. Before you be discussing here, and I try a manifesto.
Okay.
So the manifesto, you're friend of the people's manifesto to reset these countries because it is coming from the people. For example, the Muslims, what do you call it, Chief Imam.
Yeah.
Or the Muslim manifesto by my, right? And Niamau di by no say yema Muslims for no. Only two na yantumi and five share your manifesto. About 12 of them.
Okay.
So it is. So when the Muslims see this, they'll know that they took part in coming out of this manifesto. Okay. So it is not something to say they are winning power. And they are winning power, we don't know what to do. We and the people will know exactly what to do. And President Mama, I can't say, in a lot of the sectors, you better be a friend with the stakeholder consultation.
Okay.
Right. So, for example, in the energy sector, there will be a stakeholder consultation to define the path. Right. So again, the essence of this, even education, looking at the free exchange and all those things, to define the path that we all accept it. Now, the essence of this is not only to get a document to implement, but it's also to carry the people along. Okay. Because every two days as a leader, they say you have to carry the people along. So the people, only ideas I want to promote, and once the people own that, right, it's a breakthrough. When the people own and they are party to whatever you want to do, right, you have solved about 50% of the problem because now they know the direction and they are going to move in that direction.
I want to believe, say, upon coming to government, and NDC name the kind of economy that we have as a nation. My president-elect has started Kasa said this economy and this government will be a tough one because economy no end yet.
I say, yes, I say.
And to the working, he's also promised say obey the youth cabinet.
Yes.
And in your view, say economy na say not John Mahama a campaign on the fact say why ye be that he has been a president before.
That's true.
For which or experience entino I was here suddenly banner di na ba. Would you say Nkrofo ni omo ye adwuma pen who had the experience, you should maintain them as minister to be able to fight or fix the economy?
It's going to be a blend of experienced hands and then young and energetic hands.
These are 60 ministers per promise.
Of course, yes. So it's going to be a blend. Okay. I said it the other day. Say, me say you were 10 people are. Let me can say from mine say me.
Yes.
About 8 bare youth, not 2 are experienced people to guide them.
Okay.
Because being a leader or a manager, it has nothing to do with carrying blocks and has to do with whether you are strong or not. It's what you have here.
Okay.
To direct. And the youth have a lot of ideas and they have the energy for it. You only guide with the experience you have. Right? That's what I can say. Majority of his cabinet, they're youth. Because that does not mean, say, you will not see some of the experienced hands around them.
So, per the youth NDC, are they people who can hold the economy and then put the economy in shape?
The blend will hold the economy and put the economy in shape. The blend.
Would the NDC have any chance to complain?
Complain about what?
So, Mahama Shas here say economy and
yeah.
Really, on the campaign trade on my I say economy. It is for that reason Ghana for Abamano.
Yes.
So one will argue say then after giving the no, you don't need to complain again.
We sit in
fix the problem because that is why we elected you.
Once say a G2, we are now in the seat.
Okay.
And we are driving the thing. And we must be responsible because the people voted for us to change things. And it's exactly what we are going to do.
Okay. You agree with me that these elections more we need on the hands of the youth. Because if you voter register anymore, it is the youth that has the biggest population ever.
Yeah.
Will you be able to meet the expectation of the youth in Ghana?
You see, within 4 years, that one, we can say, then we are talking about me, right? But you can say that you can set the pace towards development,
yes.
And they will see that there's, what do you call it, good things ahead to come. You know, I gave an example last time for another station. Say, time I'm here, UPSC head, you know.
Yeah.
Now we see students on traffic. But the campus cannot be like that throughout.
Yeah.
So they have to contribute something for development. And I push it through. Right?
Okay.
And I'm starting me reforms or school. First year, no, because traffic. Second year, who said there is good foundation for development of the university. To the extent that the students themselves now haven't seen the future. At their SRC level, say contribute sika outside their school fees to help me build a hostel for them. So the whole thing is about say you build a foundation and let them see the future ahead.
Okay.
Then we all do. So such when governments will now come and build. Me say my UPSC. Say me building foundation.
Yeah.
Good one. In fact, the way I've built it, you can put anybody there. He has no other business to do than to move forward. Because they'll see you.
Okay.
People will see you. So you even attempt to do it better than me, which is also good.
Okay.
So the foundation will be built, and you will see the future of the country, And we shall all now rally behind the president to move as we expect.
But once okay, Bibi said, Ukase Obetumia Bibia in 4 years, as a Ukasa to Sabaonia.
Of course, you see, there are a lot of things to resolve in 4 years. There are a lot of things to resolve in 4 years.
But the social contract, you went in 4 years.
Yes, so it's going to set that. We are saying we are resetting the country.
Yes.
Resetting to rebuild this country. And even America, they've not finished everything.
That I agree.
So why do you think that within 4 years, we are going to finish everything for us to see skyscrapers and everything?
But we manifesto now, we buy, and it is a 4-year manifesto.
Yes.
And not an 8-year manifesto.
Yes.
And to pay your manifesto, no, so okay, say, oh, Baba, reset here.
Yes.
You are resetting the economy and make sure the economy is standing on its feet.
Yes.
Say, a basa, that's why I actually say, if the manifesto is anything to go by, are you ready to meet the expectation of the
We
youth?
are
Because
ready.
That is what you promised.
Yes, the manifesto, we are going to meet the expectation of the people. What are we going to do? One, we are saying that we are going to start a national apprenticeship program for the youth. And with this, though, you better identify master craftsmen. You better some. So youth be a young man, be a or lady out per se, uncle swan, maybe sewing and
hairdressing.
We send them to this master, and they are not going to pay anything. It will be at the cost of the state.
Oh, okay.
They will train you. Then, on more training, you know. Then, to start, you know, Nyama boy needy say we dey started Jumano so that one started. So you employ yourself, try to expand, and employ others to follow. That's how we grow a nation. So that is fun with the youth, and this is going to involve thousands and thousands of people. Yes. The what do you call it? Is it the Coda something program? It's going to employ get about a million youth into the digital world.
Okay.
That is also a big space for us. So we are going to pull them here, pull them into what do you call it? Something very, very useful for themselves and the nation. And once we do that, we'll set a pace for that.
Okay. And in 120 days of John Dramani Mahama, okay, we say, obescribe e-levy tax.
The obescribe, yes.
Obescribe the betting tax and some of the nuisance tax.
Yeah.
The we share an institution to say ICS. ICS, a friends, Institute of Community Sustainability. I say, look, betting, and so sometimes you slap betting or you slap taxes on betting just to make sure say young people don't go into it. Now your government is promising say oba or no obescribe tax on betting. Is it to us to encourage the youth to do more betting?
In the first place, you can't tell me that they kept the tax on betting because of what you have said. You can't tell me that. They kept the tax on betting because they were pulling money from the youth. Let's see it clearly. Then we answer the thing based on that. They didn't look at that moral or social thing that you are talking about.
Okay.
I never heard of that.
Okay.
But they wanted money. They were talking of revenue, right?
Okay.
And then they said the small money that you get from betting, we are taking 10% of it. So let's be straight in telling the people that this is the reason why they brought the tax on betting. So we are saying that the youth should have their money.
Okay.
So we are going to scrap that.
You scrap it.
With the money they make, they can use the money. We shall encourage them to put their money into useful ventures. That's all.
Okay. So, Prof, on a moral grounds, would you advise for government to slap taxes just to deter youths from going into betting?
About 57% of the people voted for our manifesto. And this was in the manifesto. So this is what they want. Are you telling us that we kept that inside just to win to deceive them? On the moral grounds, deceiving them will be worse than what you are suggesting.
Okay.
Because we told them and they voted for it. And then you are telling us that now we have realized something. For moral grounds, we won't do that. And we are not being fair to them. What we have in the manifesto and what they voted for is what we are going to implement. And once they agreed, as a team, Ghanaians agreed through the vote that remove that tax, I don't see morality in this thing again.
Okay. Yeah. So the NDC will scrap that tax.
We said it. We said it.
Okay.
The betters.
Yes.
It will go.
Prof, let me take you back to Parliament. Maybe I will free, you know.
Before I
and then, yes, looking at the 92 to 96, a Juma boy.
No, me call Parliament 97 to 2001.
2001.
Yeah, second Parliament. You know.
Okay, so the second Parliament and Anna will join it. We share that Parliament to the current one way. Will you say, quote unquote, the quality of argument in debate at a war on the floor now are dropping in standards?
Yeah, improve it. It is improving. It is improving. Why do you mean that the quality of debate has dropped? And what measures I used to say you assessing we say are dropping? No. Improve it. Now I say improve it. But we need to, maybe there's more room for improvement.
Okay.
So okay, but improve it.
People make the argument, say, we share the caliber of people that goes into our parliament today. Yeah. Most of them, maybe who have technical know-how, no anywhere, especially on certain fields. Maybe for example, I'm not trying to degrade their profession. Maybe will be a carpenter, for example, be a hairdresser, for example, who goes into our parliament. The rudiments of parliament, you know, it will take that person more time to be able to even learn, to be able to sit well in parliament and do a meaningful argument towards an issue on the floor of parliament. And so people would say yempe will be a or a lawyer, accountant, auditors to be able to understand papers that comes to parliament and make a proper argument, so called. Do you buy that idea?
I don't buy that idea. Yeah, you know, yeah, me and I see the constitution ba. And I invite to be I say, who do you have your constitution? At the end of it, this is the constitution. So it took into consideration some of the things I've just raised. And then we said, no, it is not a point. So who call school that? Wait, akasawo your local language.
Okay.
And you see people who have not been to school like that, sit down with them in the house. Then you see the wisdom that they have from the house. So there are roots to education, right? Yeah. And sometimes we call it the prior learning.
Okay.
The prior learning. So what we can say, Ebia, or be a carpenter, and he is not smart enough to understand. Go down the grassroots and go and ask carpenters about the constitution today. You'll be shocked. Because they are always watching television, listening to radio, and also upgrading themselves. So I disagree with what assertion you say. Maybe a capital man cannot argue on the floor of the house. No. They are all there, and they are all working towards our democracy. Even in drafting the constitution, we had hairdressers there. Now you're butchers too.
Yeah.
Butchers. Drafting constitution. The way you are talking, that's what some people argued. That's why can we invite butchers to come and draw constitution? But now they are praising the constitution. So they did a very good job. So why can't they do a good job in parliament? Okay.
Prof, your expectation of the 8 parliaments, were they, yes, the current one, were they able to meet your expectation?
Yeah, to some extent, they met my expectation. Hung parliament, yes. Balance of power.
Okay.
Beautiful. Okay. And the minority having the Speaker of Parliament. And government side, no. It moved for consensus building, respect, mutual respect, and understanding. That's how. Even though you might see, you see, very often, you have only 1 or 2 problems of parliament. If you said that's it, but they've passed a lot of bills and this in parliament that which is more than fracas. But in even a family home, sometimes there are problems.
Yeah.
So you don't take one or two and say that is it. No, it has worked to my expectation.
Your expectation.
We could have done better.
But what would be your expectation for this 9th parliament? You're looking at the numbers now, NDC Kitano vis-a-vis the MPP Kitano.
I'm going to see more of consensus building, respect, and not to use our numbers to suppress the minority. What I say. Because there are times that the minority can be right.
Okay.
In law, we call it the oppression of the minority. They are right, but I don't know. Their lawyers say they are right, but because of the numerical strength of their opponents, the ideas are thrown away. But in real sense of development, you might need the ideas that they have.
Okay.
So in the same way, I want to see this parliament do more of consensus building. You see, and there are certain things they are promising you come for. Or voting for those things in the election.
Yeah.
So the numbers must be used to push those things.
Because
that is what.
In the second parliament, now will belong. We saw say the NDC had a clear majority in the second parliament.
Yeah, we had a clear majority.
However, you were able to reject about 6 nominees from the president then.
I don't know the number, but we have rejected some.
Yes. And when you look at recent times where you have a clear majority, yes, so we don't see any rejection from Parliament. People describe it to say, Parliament has been rubber stamped. Will you agree?
I don't believe Parliament is rubber stamped. Like I said earlier, Parliament are taking a lot of decisions. Debate to cause year and a year Arabia.
Okay.
But where people disagree with the decision, they think that there is rubber stamp. And you're rubber stamp.
Okay.
They've done a lot of work. On one movie at the broadcast, even with all the what do you call it, the perception that people have now, they've moved our democracy to a level. And I believe that we'll continue to move it to the required level. I don't see Parliament as a rubber stamp. No.
I know sir, it may be a difficult question to you, but Prof, looking at the performance of Speaker Babin, would the NDC consider retaining him as a speaker?
I don't think I may like to comment on this. Babin happens to be my very good friend. Interestingly, he happened to be my 1-year senior at Tamale Secondary School.
Okay.
So we knew ourselves before politics. And we have grown to like and respect each other. So I would not like to use that to judge what I want to see. But then it depends upon the party to assess whether to them he has performed, and for that matter they need maybe to retain.
But in your candid opinion?
I said because of my relationship with him.
Okay.
I would not like to go into that because whatever I say, people will look at it from maybe relationship.
That perspective.
Yeah. But I know that my party will do a good work to take the right decision. Yeah. It's done well.
I know, sir, you are not the president. But then, in the nearby future, because you've attempted to lead the NDC before.
I didn't get it.
Yes, in the nearby future.
Are
we going to see Joshua ALABI contesting the flag bearership of the NDC?
Well, for this question, we have work to do. And we are now thinking of how to form a team to do the work.
Every politician has an ambition.
And you are asking for 2028.
Every politician has an ambition.
We have work to do, and now my focus is on the work. And I will advise that let's allow me to focus on this work that we have and see my contribution towards the current government. The current government, and then.
But you are a politician with an ambition, I believe.
What I'm trying to say is that we have just won election.
Yes.
And we have work to do, you know. And my interest is to see how best I can assist His Excellency to achieve what the plan he has for this country. And I'm very proud that when he succeeded, I was one of the people who contributed to the success. To that. And for me, that is the beauty of the work that we've been doing.
Prof, I'm grateful for your time.
I'm also grateful.